Okay, so it didn't let me go on horizontal mode. So that's weird. Now you won't be able to hear because I'll be covering up the microphone. Like 2 turntables and a microphone. How's that? It's 11:08 p.m. in October. And it's almost about to be Hump Day. In about 55 minutes, it'll be Hump Day officially. Okay. So I figured I'd catch a different audience. I guess the UK audience, it's 7 a.m. in the UK right now. So they should be waking up, having coffee and whatnot. I guess Ireland is right around there too. And so we're going to be talking about some stuff here that I was going to do later on this, when the sun comes up. But I figured I'd do it right now. And right now, the internet is just flooded with food stamps. What's going on with the food stamps right now? Yeah, it's all just loaded with food stamps. Trump ends food stamps. Food stamps, food stamps, food stamps, and I guess they're talking about Section 8 too. But mostly it's the food stamps. See, just loaded. Nothing but food stamps, food stamps, food stamps. So I'm going to get on my soapbox right now. And um, speak my opinion. It's the same thing as getting on your soapbox. I've explained that before. So I'm going to be talking about a few different subjects here. But I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the living room. Okay. I was going to have some chocolate. I was going to show you this chocolate. I got that one chocolate from Walmart. And I guess the best one is actually going to be from Dollar General because it actually uses sea salt. Where this one that I got from Walmart just uses regular salt. And let me see where it comes from. Okay, let me see where it comes from here. I guess the hazelnuts got wiped out in Turkey. I didn't know that that's where they came from. Okay, this just says, oh, it's a product of Germany. So that's interesting. There's the one from Walmart. And I'm going to go make a cup of hot chocolate with it and see if it is as good as the made with natural vanilla. That's pretty good. I'm going to see if it's as good. Oh, and you know what else? It has hazelnuts in it. That's interesting. So I'm going to see if it's as good to make hot chocolate as the one from Dollar General. This one is made with toffee, and the one from Dollar General is made with caramel. And so, let's talk about this. Volume seems to be okay. There's no people in here because everybody's asleep. It's midnight. So maybe I'll just turn it off and redo it in Depeche mode. I don't even know what Depeche mode means, to tell you the truth. So it's kind of up high. You see, I got my underwear finally. Took forever for them to get here. They're about 2 weeks late. I actually told them to just give me a refund, and they didn't, which is really strange because before eBay wasn't like that. If you didn't receive your package on time, you could get a refund. So I don't know what the hell's going on now. Well, let me see if I can turn this camera a little bit. Turn it this way. There. Okay, that should be better. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, I know if there's any people who come in the comments right now, can you still see me? One person just came in the room. Okay, well, I can't read with, it's a lot more comfortable, but I can't read like that. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is do you think did you see what happened on the freeway today? I'm telling you, this Facebook is putting all the stuff out there that we didn't even know this stuff was going on. Well, I did because I was going cross country and I saw what was going on. And I tried telling the people, right? How's the audio? Is the audio okay? Let's see. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Yeah, you can barely hear it. Okay, let me get something to set the phone on because you can't hear the audio. Let me go get my holder. Okay, I I got this little rinky-dink one. I got my metal one out there somewhere too. But, okay, let's put this up here. Now the audio should come out a lot better. It's being muffled by my sweat shorts. The signal's kind of weak, probably because I'm recording on the phone with a good camera. Because I was going to go out there into the living room and show you some stuff. Show you some stuff on the whatchamacallit, on the TV computer. So, did you see what happened? You know, this is, I think, the collective conscious, or God, was involved with this. And I will know more as soon as we find out who was driving this 18-wheeler over on the 15 freeway. The 15 goes all the way from like San Diego, it goes all the way up to Utah to Wyoming. But right here in Southern California, it crosses the 10. The 10 is the one that goes clear across the whole United States, East Coast to West Coast. And so right there on the 15 and the 10, traffic was stopped, which is, it stopped a lot of the time, right? A lot of the time right there, it, you know, because it's two major freeways or interstates. And well, so traffic was stopped, and here comes this diesel truck, 18-wheeler, coming on to the 10, full speed, doesn't even slow down. There's two cars behind a semi-truck, and he plows right into them. Big old frickin' fireball goes up. The car, they couldn't even tell what kind of a car it was. They didn't know what make or model it was. It was burned so bad. It was crushed up into a ball and charcoal black. And the truck, if you look at the truck, it like blew a black hole through the windshield. And I'm like, how in the hell did this dude freaking walk away from that? Right? And so we need to find out who this dude was. As soon as we find, he was 21 years old. But as soon as we find out a little bit more about him, I can put the pieces of the puzzle a little bit more together. But that's bizarre. You know, and they're saying all these truck drivers are, you know, they're saying DUI, and then on one of them they said he was on drugs or something like this. And how would they know so quick? But the whole westbound lanes were shut down because they were doing the investigation to find out what the hell happened. And you know, that's right near the great big old travel center. The Travel Centers of America is right by there. So I just wanted to put that out there, that as soon as we find out who this dude was driving the semi, and find out if he was on medication, right? Because that's nuts. And so yeah, it's on. I saw it on Facebook just right now. It just happened today, Tuesday, but it's about to be Wednesday now. But it just happened this afternoon, and we never used to hear about this stuff until Facebook. Now with Facebook, we're hearing all this stuff that's going on out there. Okay, so moving on to the next subject. Um, see if I can remember what I was saying about here. Jews, alien, Facebook, AI. Okay, so somebody put a picture on Facebook from the Holocaust, and they showed this one person, and he was just skin and bones. And they said that he couldn't, he that he stayed standing up for 3 days because if he sat down, he wouldn't be able to get back up. That's how bad malnourished he was. And they had this picture on the internet, and they showed uh, 3 Russian soldiers, because I guess Russia went in and they fought Hitler or something. I don't know. I don't remember how the story goes. But the Russian soldiers came and they basically set them free, I guess. And um, and while you can see these 3 Russian soldiers, and they were, you know, dressed nice, and well, you know how the Nazi Himmler and all those people, they had really nice outfits. They had, like, you know, somebody who really knew how to get down on the fashion design. They had the boots and the look at Himmler. You'll see when he gets off the plane, they were high. And and so you look at these people, these Russian soldiers, and they're standing next to this guy who they've been starving, who the Soviets, not the Soviets, the what do you call them, Hitler and whoever did that, the Holocaust. And so they're standing right next to these Holocaust people, and and you know, it's like, this is totally ridiculous. How could you be a human and let this kind of crap go on? Well, it's basically what's going on right now. People are just selfish, right? And they can be led like a bunch of sheep. They're all a bunch of sheeple. Nobody stands up to the injustice, and they just go along with it, right? And well, I think the people have been duped, because you have these different people, these leaders, the rulers, and you have these rulers, and they say, well, we're fighting with these people, which in this case was Germany and Russia, right? I don't know the history on that. I didn't really study Russia and Germany getting into it. But yeah, I guess Stalin was doing some stuff. But they act like they're fighting against each other so that they can treat the humans like freaking animals when they are the same thing, the fallen angels. So you have these different countries around the globe, and they act like they're fighting with each other when really all they want to do is tear down as many humans as they can, like the wars that went on where they basically slaughter people. Because if you look at that picture, they look like freaking aliens, right? I mean, how can you have these people who are perfectly dressed nice, eating nice, and this is going on? Look at the pictures that are on there, and you'll see there's this tall guy. He's completely starved, and they has three. I don't know if they used, some kind of, you know, I don't know how authentic the picture is, but I'm sure there's plenty of books, and you'll see what I'm talking about. They're playing it off smooth. You ask yourself, how in the hell could they get away with this? How could the people be such sheeple and nobody stand up against these freaking monsters, this injustice? Well, if you stop and you think about it, you say the creator is the one in charge. You know, the people are a bunch of greedy, selfish, and so I had something to back that up of why most people are like that. And I had something to back it up. I don't know if I wrote it down or not. Yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, people are not good. I wrote something down, but I don't remember what I was. Has to do with the military, how they're stopping the payment to the military. Maybe it'll come back to me later. Okay, Prano 44K, Chop Institute, towing a trailer. Yeah, I write stuff down. I don't even remember what I was thinking about. Oh, shoot. So that's all I've got for right now. Um, oh, yeah, I was going to talk about one more thing. Okay, you know how I did that little experiment with the DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide? This is a byproduct of the lumber industry. And you can do some research on it and see what DMSO is all about. And so now I fixed my bed so it doesn't have a big old slump in it. So my back is somewhat better. And so now I can do that experiment again. So I'm going to take the DMSO probably in the morning or tomorrow. I'm going to take the DMSO and take the menthol, camphor, and what else does it have in it? Menthol, camphor, and I forget what's the other one, but it has three different herbal type stuff things in it. It's the Vapo Rub, and it has these things that are antimicrobial, and so I'm gonna take it and mix it with the DMSO and put it on again and see if it does that, like I said, what it did last time. And so that's all I've got for that. And I want to let you know one more thing. Okay? You know that there's two states in the United States that actually have good food that's not freaking poisoned and polluted and considered hazardous toxic waste. Okay, um, I told you that they're playing it off smooth. In Pennsylvania, there's a town called Lancaster. Okay, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And um, right off of there, I guess you call that a suburb or sub something. It's about 5 miles, basically, from Lancaster. It's a little town, I guess, but it's actually called Bird in Hand. Okay? But it's basically Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, they have this place where you can get all kinds of organic food, which the rest of the United States does not get. As a matter of fact, you have to be a club member to get some. And this place happens to be a hop, skip, and a jump from where all the freaking rulers, right? Washington, D.C., the capital. You don't think they're getting this stuff when they're sitting out here saying, oh, we're going to put these people in prison because they're doing it. Well, they're not going by the rules or whatever, where they're just faking because they're getting that stuff for themselves. And and they've got everything organic. They use old methods. This is the Amish farmers using what do they call kosher or whatever. All organic raw milk, organic raw dairy products. Where there were some people here in California who tried to sell some of this stuff before, and they put them in. I don't know if they put them in prison or not, but I was telling you that if you tried selling some of this stuff over here in Wyoming, not Wyoming, Montana. In Montana, there's a town there called Kalispell. They have organic raw dairy, okay? But the place in Pennsylvania, they have everything organic. They have pork organic, they got organic beef. Their cows don't have any freaking hormones or antibiotics, any of that. It's all freaking natural, right? So these people over here don't want people to find out about it. So they said, we're going to put him in prison. Yeah, we're going to put him in prison. They were saying that 10 years ago. What have they done? Nothing. They're playing it off smooth. They got the good stuff and we don't. Basically only one state, really. But in Montana, at least they have the um, raw milk. Okay. So they tried selling some down here in California and they shut them down, and I'm pretty sure they put them in prison. I don't remember. But I was telling you, if you tried selling that stuff over here, I said you'd be in prison. Well, guess what I just found today? they're selling raw milk. I don't know if it's a trick or not, okay? Because I've had raw milk before. I used to milk cows when I was a kid. We used to milk cows. And when we were in Arizona, the milk would go straight from the cows. They send it and they pasteurize it and refrigerate it. Okay? And and they heat it up to a certain degree or whatever, right? And then they refrigerate it. And we used to get some of that milk. Okay? Now, the raw milk, I don't know if it's exactly pasteurized or I don't know how they do it, but I know they do not homogenize it. That's the one that's the kicker. Okay? And so they have it. I can show it to you if you want. I'll show it to you tomorrow. They have it right here in Fresno, California. Well, I'm actually in 70 miles away from Fresno, but they have it in Fresno, California. I don't know what's going on. Okay? I don't know if it's a trick, but I just saw it. So I'm wondering what the hell is going on. Because before they would throw you straight in prison if you tried selling this stuff. Okay? So I don't know what kind of loopholes. Like I told you, I think there's a new sheriff in town, to tell you the truth. But yeah, so I'll show it to you tomorrow. I'll go out there and turn on the TV and show you on the computer screen. I'm using it as a monitor. I don't use it as a TV. But I'll show you this. And if not, because I don't have certain thing hooked up on the laptop, if not, I'll just show you right on the phone so that you can go and check it out yourself. Okay? I'm leery about it because it might be a trick. It might be a trick because people are starting to find out. They're saying, hey, how come they get the good stuff and we don't? So this is how they'll do something to make it seem like it's not good. Okay, so it might be a trick, but I'll show it to you tomorrow. Okay, they've got raw milk here in Fresno, California. And I think that it's actually coming from out of state. I don't know. It doesn't look anything like the one from Montana. The one from Montana looks like ours, like, how milk looks when you buy it. This one looks a little bit different. So that's why I'm thinking there might be some funny business going on. Okay, so talk to you later. LaSalle. Dañas. Is that from Spain? So there's another YouTube channel. Okay, I told you I'm going to start writing these down. There's another YouTube channel. I think it's called Anthony. I forgot his last name. Anthony something. I forgot the whole thing. I need to start writing it down. But I told you I'm going to start writing these channels down, who are actually saying something useful, because 99% of them are not. So this one person was saying something today, and I don't even know if I can repeat it, but um, so I'll let you know which channel this is so that you can start tuning in. He had like 400 people in the room, 400, 600 people, and like hundreds of comments, hundreds of likes. So, and he's in, I think, North Carolina. So I don't know what's up with that, but what he was saying today is something that other people are not talking about. And so, um, I'll tell you the name of that channel later. And the one lady who's given instructions on how to date and hooking people up, I guess is what she's doing. Um, you know, a lot of stuff she says is okay, but she's leaving a big chunk of it out. Okay, which is money, poverty. Okay, and and then also I posted that video about the security guard and News Now California. I posted it today because I finally found it. I was looking and looking and looking. I couldn't find it, and then finally I found it, and so I posted it. But like I was saying before, I guess YouTube went after all these First Amendment auditors, and they made them take out all all the good stuff. And so you can see when it's edited, the picture will shift, and so it just ruined it. I mean, it's okay, but you know, you take out one word and it ruins the whole thing. So I erased it. Um, yeah, there was some good stuff out there, but they made them take out all the parts. Just they just ran them in the ground. I told you exactly what they were going to do. They obliterated them. They obliterated all the First Amendment auditors. They messed up their videos. Okay, so talk to you tomorrow. I'll show you that. I'll show you that milk. Okie dokie. Stay tuned. Oh yeah, also I'll probably be turning on all my tomorrow. I got hundreds of them that are on private right now, so I'm going to be putting them back out on public. So I've got hundreds of videos that I will probably unlock tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.